Yellow, TENIME here. Today's video would not be possible without the kindness and generosity of my bestie cat. It's only because of her that I'm able to say, today I'm going to take a look at the NECA Spring Haulathon 2025 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures Dark Leonardo. Thank you so much, cat. This means the world to me. I'll pay you back as soon as I'm able. Let's get them open, shall we? Alrighty then, and of course I realized after my 800th take of the intro that despite the 799 previous times that I referred to Kat as both my bestie and my trivia host, that on the final take that I settled on, I ended up leaving out the fact that she is my trivia host. We are trying to get Batman trivia rescheduled. Keep an eye on the channel for further updates on that. But looking at the box here, we got an awesome new artwork by Travis Hasback and Aaron Hazauri. While we're at the bottom, we can thank all of the rest of the people involved. Director Trevor Zamet, that's awesome. Congratulations on the promotion, Trevor. And Randy Falk as well. Sculpted Fabrication, Brody Perkins, and Tomasz Roziowski. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly, Tomasz. Jeff Trapp, Mike Puzo on paint, Roger Fernandez for the prototypes, Matt Kloberdans for photography. You have the best last name ever, Matt. And as I said previously, packaging, Travis Hasback, and illustrations, Aaron Hazauri. We have the accessories include mind control hood, swords, mace, lenticular portal card, interchangeable hands. Oh, the Real Toys logo is being used again. I haven't seen that in 20 years. We have the 2012 Nickelodeon Ninja Turtle logo there. We have a Nickelodeon logo, NECA logo, Viacom copyright information, the barcode if you would like assistance tracking these down in stores. The spine has the FHE spoof NECA logo, the Ninja Turtles logo, 2 Scoops of Evil, volume number 21, the 21st Ultimate Ninja Turtle figure. We got the FHE spoof logo there as well. On the other side, it is identical to the other side. On the top, we have the Turtles logo, choking hazard warning. We got the peg hook there. On the back, we have some more nice illustrations by Aaron. Got some photos of the figure with some of the other figures, showing some of the mind control hoods. As you saw behind me in the intro, I do have the first volume, but because this story is what I am assuming will be the second volume, I do not have that yet. I don't even know if the second volume is out yet. Long ago, I stopped buying monthly floppies because I was buying monthly floppies and buying the collected editions at the end, and I'm like, I'm wasting a lot of money here. We have the description that just says, quit hitting yourself over and over and over again. Even though Leo is not making Mikey hit himself, he's just holding him back while Mikey attempts to hit him. There is, of course, a Velcro flap with another pretty photo of the figure there. We have the figure through the window and the reflection of my ring lights. Can get the accessories there. And let's get this guy open. And there he is out of the box. The box interior insert is a photo of the NECA party wagon with the taillights lit up, parked on a street, possibly the building diorama that I just opened. Kind of maybe see through out of focus and it's dimly lit, but unlike most of their inserts, I will not be keeping this. I have only been keeping the ones that are like the sewer interior or the Technodrome interior or the Channel 6 interior or the building exterior from the Turtles in Disguise 4-pack. It's like there's a little like rain condensation on the back doors and the back bumper and little puddle ripples on the bottom there, but I'm not going to complain about it, but given that I actually have the party wagon itself, I have no actual reason to keep this. So this is going in the garbage. Yay! And looking at his lenticular card, we got some neat little poses of him spinning the mace, which a mace is a bludgeon on a post. If this is meant to swing about, as is shown in the artwork, that would make it a flail. He says with absolute authority. If I'm wrong, please nicely correct me in the comments below. I do have the portal generator. I do not like any of the inserts that have characters in them. especially if it's a character that I have a figure of on the shelf. That just seems overly redundant to me. I like the lenticular backdrops for the portal generator. I would just prefer to display it with a backdrop with no actual characters in it, or faceless army builders. Still cool. Looking at his accessories, he has a right relaxed hand with a horizontal hinge. He has a left relaxed hand with a horizontal hinge. I am so excited about this. He has a left grip hand with a vertical hinge. You're learning, NECA. Thank you. And of course, he has the matching on the right side as well. He comes packaged with 2 fists with horizontal hinges. He has the aforementioned mace / flail. Maybe it's only a flail if there's a chain and not a cord. The cord is solid. It is not bendy. If you try and force that, that will break. And there is no rotation at base or bludgeon either. Being the katana wielding brother, he has 2 matching katanas. Both handles have some diagonal grooves embedded in them. And we have this awesome turtle-shaped mind control mask, I would assume meant for the other 3 brothers. Though it kind of stinks that if you would like to utilize that feature, that you would then have to buy 3 of these to get them. Looking at Leo himself, he's got a Shredder-like shoulder pad. He's got a Shredder-like gauntlet. He's got some spiky shin pads. Got a spiky thigh band. He's got a spiky belt, a spiky bandolier. He's got a real chain. It's really nice. Got a little eyeball wrist gauntlet thingy. Sorry, I like being prepared and knowledgeable about the things that I put on camera, and the things that I am less knowledgeable about, I don't like to film reviews for. This is definitely an instance of I'm going to find out what this is. I just need to wait until the next volume of the Saturday Morning Adventures comes out so I can read it. I like the cool little dark, like bondagey wraps on his arms and his legs. Especially like that the wraps wrap around his feet, go between the toes, but leave the toes and the heels exposed. The spikes continue on the back, and he's got some slots for his swords there. He also has a Foot Clan sigil branded into his shoulder. That is not a paint deco. That is sculpted concave into the shoulder. Ouch. I like the bandana around his mouth. I did try to see if the bandana would come off with force, and it does not. I would assume that if you heated it up, you could probably peel it off to see what's underneath, but because it's glued down, you're going to ruin whatever is underneath. The bandana tails are removable, which also gives them rotation all the way around. He gets no up. He gets a little bit of down. I don't really know if you can tell that went down there. Yeah, see, so straight down. He's got good tilt. He does get rotation, but the bandana is going to prevent it from doing so at an even angle. He has a hinge pin shoulder that goes up that far. He has a bicep swivel. He's got pinless, double jointed elbows. I'm going to leave that in. The little eyeball laser thing, I don't know if it's supposed to pop off or if mine just fell off, but if you look, nothing broke. And if I wanted it in there permanently, I could glue it in. However, if it is removable but still holds well, I may not glue it in and just choose to be able to take it out if I want. Here's the problem though. This shoulder pad restricts any upward movement on his right arm. You can still rotate it most of the way around. The shell is going to get in the way. I'm going to leave that off. And it hinders the bicep rotation as well. So that kind of sucks. And it's definitely glued down. I couldn't pry it from either top. I mean, it's not glued in the bottom because otherwise then this wouldn't turn at all. But it's glued down in such a way that it hinders the bicep rotation and it hinders the up and down, in and out of the shoulder itself. That really sucks. He does have a waist joint in there, which with the shell and the plastron, it's kind of hard to get a whole lot of range out of these. I don't know if you can see that, like, the crotch piece is rotating. It is moving, so you are getting movement in there. But with the plastron and the shell, I mean, just anatomically, not even design-wise, anatomically, that's going to prevent a whole lot of movement. The plastron and shell are also going to get in the way of the legs, can go up that far, can go back a little farther if you force it against the shell. It does have the thigh cap on the ball hip, so you can get a good amount of rotation on that. There is no rotation at the straps. It is just sculpted. But with the cap, I don't really feel like, I mean, that's with the cap. So I don't really feel like we need an extra thigh rotation down there. I mean, look at that. I mean, he's got double jointed pinless knees, comes up to there. These spikes hurt. I know I'm fragile given my disabilities, but these spikes are sharp. Like, maybe the belt ones are the dullest. The claws actually aren't all that sharp. But the spikes, especially the shin spikes, these are really, really sharp. And then I'd say the thigh spikes are the next sharp. Then the belt spikes are the next sharp. And then the dullest is the bandolier spikes. All of these back here are a little sharp. The foot can't really go forward all that much, but you can get all the way back. And because it is a forward-facing pin, you do get amazing rocker. As you saw before, the slots for the swords are kind of triangle shaped. So you have a flatter edge back here at the larger part of the triangular shape. While it is still flat at the tapered end, it is a little more pointy than that end. So the swords can only go in with the flat end of the back of the sword and the pointy end being the edge of the sword. This one sits at an angle. This one, you kind of have to work around the hilt, and that goes down a little straighter. And then because the hilts crash together, it's just going to be like that. There is the matte finish Turtles in Disguise Michelangelo wearing the mind control hood. It just popped on easily, and you saw it pop back off pretty easily. And because of the neck part of the hood, it is going to restrict most movement, but you can get a little tilt. Ooh, you can get a little up if you drop the lip of the collar under the lip of the shell. You can't really get any down because of the collar, but you will still get all rotation that you need. Again, it's just going to be at an angle because of the angled collar. Here he is with the Mondo Mirage Leonardo. Here he is with other NECA Leonardos. We have a knockoff of the 2008 original Mirage Leonardo. I do have the original, but the blue bandana is the one on my shelf, and so I didn't have to dig out the red bandana. The only red bandana of the group is the Mirage Jim Lawson Leonardo from the 4-pack. We have the Stump Wrestling Archie TMNT Adventures Leonardo. We have the TMNT 2 Secret of the Ooze Leonardo. I do have the GameStop release of the 1990 version, but the ankles became so floppy over time that it's hard to keep him standing, so he is currently tucked away. This will not be the last weaponless Leonardo you see in this review. I couldn't find all the swords, but this is the TMNT 3 Leonardo from the 4-pack. We have a previous Haulathon release with the Pizza Club Leonardo with the evil eyes mask on. And then an iteration I forgot to include in my Fury Toys summer review, the coming out of their shells, musical mutagen tour Leonardo. Slapping the bass man with the single string. While I don't necessarily want all of them, I am a little ashamed that this is my only Funko Pop Leonardo. I do want the 4 recent releases that are the classic Playmates toy colors. But we have the Fury Toys, Flame Toys, Rage Toys, Rave Toys, whatever, Autumn third-party Leonardo. We have the Kid Robot. We have the Diamond Select Toys Mini-Mates. We have both the Wave 1 and 2 Funko Mystery Minis, and we have the Super 7 Reaction. And I just realized that my kitchen window had been open during the entire rest of the review, so if this audio sounds cleaner, that would be why. I apologize. I'm not going back and re-recording the entire rest of the review. Here he is with most of the Playmates, which obviously you can tell that the 2007 and the Classics versions are missing. I just realized that I forgot to dig them out. I'm sorry. We have the 2013 re-release of the original vintage figure. We have the recent release of the remastered, which I really wish that all of the remastered turtles had come with the orangish-brown weapons, but this is not a review of the remastered figures. While not animation accurate, I absolutely love that they did the 2003 turtles in the classic vintage style skin colors. We got the 2012... We have the 2014 live action Platinum Dunes version. I'm not going to call them the Michael Bay versions anymore because we all know that I harp constantly that Michael Bay didn't direct them, despite the movies having very obvious Michael Bay-isms. We have the Rise version. We have the Out of the Shadows version. And we have the Mutant Mayhem version. We have the Super 7 Ultimates, the Mattel Turtles of Grayskull, the Loyal Subjects Best Action IDW. I have the Loyal Subjects Best Action Cartoon Leonardo, but screw all 4 of those turtles. Those are garbage toys. Anyone want to buy them from me? We have the DC Collectibles Batman versus TMNT, the Mezco 112 Collective, and the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Blue Triceratops. Bringing the Diamond Select Mini-Mates and the NECA Secret of the Ooze figures back out to stand in for the usual Storm Shadow and Michelangelo. Joined by my usual McFarlane toys, Mortal Kombat 11, Shadow of Spawn, Hasbro Marvel Legends, Comic Book Deadpool, Mattel Masterverse, Revelation Stinkor, Medicom Mafex Snyder Cut Justice League Batman, Fresh Monkey Fiction Eagle Force Agent Grimm, Jax Pacific Super Mario, and Super 7 Silverhawks Ultimate Bluegrass. Oh, bro. This is why we can't have nice things. Between filming the intro and setting up the table to film the review itself, I'm like, I gotta make sure to mention the shirt. Don't forget to mention the shirt. Guess what I forgot to mention? The shirt. If you liked the Turtle Power Leonardo shirt I was wearing in the intro, you can get it in my Threadless shop. Link is in the description. Thank you so much. Sorry again. Back to the video. I will say that even if your own little eyeball laser gun wrist gauntlet thingy doesn't fall off, I would still highly recommend trying to safely manually pop it off before you swap hands, because otherwise it's going to get in the way of swapping hands and you may end up breaking it accidentally. It is also going to get in the way of the hand's range. I know NECA did not design this look, but the execution of that right shoulder pad is deplorable. By hindering the range of not only the shoulder, but also the bicep, you're cutting your pose options by 25%, because 25, 50, 75, 100. I may try to heat it up and pry it off to see if there's some way that I can reattach it to where it won't hinder the articulation, but man, it hinders the articulation, and it hinders the articulation really, really badly. Despite that, and despite me not having read the issue of the comic book that this look is featured in, it is a really cool look, and you do still have 75% posability that it still ends up being a really cool figure. While I do absolutely hate store exclusives, things like this are exactly what should be store exclusives. This is not a regular Leonardo. This is not a new character. Pandacon. Seriously though, especially with all of the other turtle lines that are allowed to be at other retailers, is the Toon line still so hampered to only be Target exclusives? But he's really cool, and I really like the added accessory to supplement other figures with. I want to once again wholeheartedly thank my bestie and trivia host, Kat, for helping me get this. I really do have some of the best friends, and they make going through hard times a lot more tolerable. I don't need anyone to buy me things, and this is absolutely a loan. I am absolutely paying her back the second that I am able to. This was not a gift. She just helped me get an exclusive before it sold out everywhere. She is getting paid back, whether she likes it or not. If you want to help me pay her back, you can join my Patreon for $5 a month. You get unlimited behind-the-scenes access to all artworks, works in progress, including upcoming YouTube thumbnails. You know the YouTube algorithm sucks. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm actually kind of afraid to keep using my Tigger TTFN Tata for now because I found another YouTuber who ends all of his videos that way. And the last thing I want is to be accused of ripping someone off. The last thing I want is to rip someone off. But I will still thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching this. Kat also helped me get a hold of the Ultimate Shredder when Target put him up online Friday morning. So whenever he arrives, expect a video for that as well. As always, stay safe. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.